Hi class, my name is Danielle Thornton. I chose to do my research paper on Thomas Cole, an American artist. Even though I'm currently in a research class at Eastern Washington University for social work, I found this harder than I thought it would be. My knowledge of American artists is limited, so everything I needed to know I had to obtain. Whether it be from the internet, yes, I use the internet, good old Google, or if it was from the library where I used EBSCO and Gale Virtual Library and a lot of other sources. I found these to be very useful, but a lot of information was very convoluted, and I was getting a lot of information that was conflicting to each other. So I had to kind of take the best information and put it into my own words. My curiosity about landscape art in the Romanticism era led me, like I said, to Thomas Cole. He was an artist who was born in Lancaster, England in 1801, and as a young adult, him and his family moved to Philadelphia and later moved to Ohio, where Thomas Cole got a job in his sister's school as an art teacher. Pardon me for looking over to the side. I'm reading some information I've posted. He spent a great amount of years traveling and exploring, which gave him tremendous inspiration for his art. He started out sketching, but that quickly transformed into his painting, which was his true passion. In 1826, Thomas Cole married his love of his life. Her name was Marie, and together they had 5 children. Unfortunately, one of their children passed away as an infant, and there's not a lot of information about that. I almost wonder if it's just kind of something they came across in archives and threw it in there, but not any information other than that. Thomas became an inspiration to many people that he knew, and his work was cutting edge. Nobody else was doing landscape art like he was. With his lighting and his techniques, he was ahead of his time. Thomas is mostly known for his association with the Hudson River School, which ironically is not actually a school at all, but it's just a name that was given to the association of the artist who painted a certain scheme and a similar New York scenes. And so they named it the Hudson School. In actuality, it was just artwork that they had all put together and had a name for it. It was called the Hudson School. Thomas died at an early age, and in today's standards, it would be a travesty. But in the 1800s, he lived a long life. 47 years old was quite old for the 1800s. Thomas's work is still admired in museums across the world, and I found this to be a very enlightening project. I feel like I have a greater appreciation for Thomas Cole and the work he did, and I feel like I have a better understanding of the lighting and the different things that you do when you look at a piece of artwork. For instance, this was my favorite piece, and it is called The Voyage of Life in the Youth. I found this one quite enlightening to me because when I looked at it, I just looked at the picture. I didn't look at anything else. And if you look closely, you'll see there's a temple in the sky, and there's also an angel on the shoreline. To me, that kind of depicts a God presence, and I think that he was a spiritual man, and he was reflecting that in a lot of his artwork. I wouldn't have noticed this at first, and if it weren't for the fact that I had taken and decided to look from corner to corner of the picture and really take a deep look at it and recognize his lighting and all the different aspects of it, I would have missed probably the most crucial part of his piece. But before we part, I just want to leave you with this and hope that you will reflect on it as well. You might see something different than I did, and you might not see the same thing that I did. But analyze the piece, and as your response back to me, tell me what you think, and tell me if you see the same thing that I do, and your thoughts. Thank you very much. And I Wish you all a good next quarter, and thank you and good night.